Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is TWiT.
Audio bandwidth for the Daily GizWiz is provided by Winamp. Subscribe to the Daily GizWiz and all your favorite podcasts with the ultimate media player. Download it for free at winamp.com. Video bandwidth for the Daily GizWiz is provided by CashFly at CACHEFLY.com. It's time for the Daily GizWiz with Mad's maddest writer, Dick DeBartolo. This is episode 1134 for Thursday, July 15th, 2010, Magellan's Travel Light.
Now, get ready for Dick.
Every Friday, for just half an hour, he strips their wires and drains their power. For your amusement and his joy, he treats a gadget like a toy in Dick's Gadget Warehouse.
They're geeky and they're goofy, together they are loopy. When gadgets pass away, he takes them out to play in Dick's Gadget Warehouse.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, that is the spooky old Dick. Hello, Dickie D.
Hey, Leah, how you doing?
Is there something now? I just noticed. It looks like there's something hanging from a wire behind you.
Yes, that's been there for several weeks. What it is that it's a work light, so that when I'm not on the air, I can have.
Look at that. Wow, this is great. This is great.
For the first week, I took a thing and I strung it when I did the shows, and I pulled it up and tied it off. And then Dennis said, you know what? Leo wouldn't even notice it.
He didn't. For 3 weeks. Didn't notice a thing. But I just, you know what? It's because you were moving around. And it started swinging, and that's when I noticed it. Before that, I didn't notice it.
Good, good.
So I thank you.
Things are good with you? Everything is
great.
well?
I want to thank Rick Maxon of Victorville, California, for that lovely poem.
And as we speak, you are on your way, I believe, to Detroit.
Yes, in fact. Oh, you know, I didn't even notice that. But yeah, we are. I left for Detroit yesterday. And today I'm in Detroit at the Rouge plant, which is one of the big auto plants in Detroit. It's practically a city. They have a number of assembly lines. They do all sorts of stuff there. We're getting a little tour of it. In fact, if you're listening to this Friday morning, check the schedule because I believe we'll be streaming live during that tour at live.twit.tv on July 30th. I'm sorry, July, is that right? Yeah, July 30th.
Yeah, July 30th.
And then tomorrow, Saturday, July 31st, we're going to broadcast live from Maker Faire at the Henry Ford Museum in Dearborn. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Nice.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Nice.
Yeah, Dearborn is the place we were talking about it before where Henry Ford has stored Thomas Edison's last breath.
Yeah, don't open that tube.
He, you know, I think he had garlic right before. And
Yeah, I know.
So Friday, that means you've been to the warehouse and back. And I think you mentioned it was
Leo,
something that you and I both knew. Yeah.
This is something I found, and I thought, when you and I, because I think I brought it out to Screensavers when it first came out, you and I were both jumping up and down, and sitting on a lonely shelf at the warehouse was the SanDisk II 512 megabyte USB drive.
I think I still have one of those.
Leo, remember it? What was amazing about it, I hated to cut open the packaging, but I couldn't find my own. It was a USB card that could actually fold open.
Yeah.
And it has its own little USB dongle.
You could just stick it right in.
Stick right in. So, Leo, do you remember? I happened to find the pricing from a SanDisk press release. So this was probably back in the early, let me just see if I have the date here, the early, like 2003, somewhere around
that
then.
Long ago. Wow.
I know, which in gadget years is like 200 years ago. But what did you think the suggested retail price was?
Now, we should say that currently you can get SD card memory, 64 gig cards. They're a little pricey. They're like $120. But the I just bought a bunch of 8 gig cards for 30, really top of the line, 10, class 10, you know, 30 megabyte a second cards for, I think, $30 for 8 gigs. So I'm thinking 512 megabytes. That must have cost at least
go ahead.
$10. 20?
We're talking about 2003.
Oh, 2003. $15? I don't know. I'll be serious. That probably was $100. $80? $80.
Okay.
42.53. $1,000. It was 52
You're getting
cents.
closer. Okay, well, not quite, but this is
A nickel.
The SanDisk Ultra II card replaced the earlier model.
$42,759. That's my last guess.
And 2 cupcakes.
And a cupcake, yes.
And a cupcake.
I ate the other one.
Suggested retail price for the Ultra II SD card will be $129.99.
Wow.
For the 256 megabyte
for the
model.
256. Wow.
Yes. $289.99 for the 512 megabyte card.
That was $300.
Yeah. Yeah. The funny thing is on Amazon, they still have it for sale, but it's $25.
It's still overpriced at $25. That's ridiculous.
You know what? There's one place where it was still selling for $99. It said they only have one in stock. All they need to do is sell one, and they'll make a killing. 8 gigs,
an 8 gig SanDisk on Amazon right now, $14.86.
Imagine we're talking about 7 years.
Well, just what in 7 years? What do you think it's going to be? I mean, do you think we'll get terabytes on a little chip that you could put under your fingernail? I mean, just think.
Yeah.
Now, these are faster and faster. The ones I just got for that GH1, because it's writing a very high-quality video, I got a Class 10, which is 30 megabytes a second. That's faster than most hard drives were just a year or two ago. So the idea of 8 or 16 gigabytes at faster than hard drive speed for $50 is amazing.
You know, the specs are on this card. It could read at 10 megabytes. And write at 9 megabytes.
And that's kind of an exaggeration. Well, the best cards out there, the Class 10 cards, I think they're rated for 30 megabytes a second.
Okay. Yeah. You know, this is probably if you leave it in the package. If you take it out of the
There's no way
package.
they read and wrote that fast. There's no way. I could tell you right now.
Yeah.
512 megabytes. That would be 20 pictures on my Mark V, or my 5D Mark II. Amazing. Just amazing.
I mean, we have really lucked in. Gadget lovers have really lucked in when it comes to gadgets because the hardware, even computers, are ridiculous compared to some of those old Radio Shack things that we talked about.
Well, I remember, Wozniak coming in and he had a 2 gigabyte flash card on his around his neck. He said, "I could store everything on here, and it's only $2,000." I thought, wow, 2 gigabytes, and now this is 8 gigabytes in.
So you're holding an 8 gig in your hand there.
That's an 8 gig SanDisk Extreme,
right? And they're exactly the same size,
same size, everything, and it's $45, and that's And yours is $300 for
$290 for 512, which is 1/16 of that one.
1/16 the size.
Yeah,
for 5 times the price. Yeah, it's amazing.
Amazing.
Well, that's what's exciting about technology is how fast it's moving. And in fact, really, that's really what the Gadget Warehouse is all about. In many ways, is look how far we've come.
Yeah,
and look how stupid we were when we ordered those scissors that would cut pennies.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
But they were only $2.
That's true. And they're still only $2.
And that's still only $2.
So scissor improvement is not as fast as flash memory improvement. That's for sure.
No.
That's fun. Isn't it? It's just mind-boggling how things have changed, how quickly they've changed.
You know, in a year, we'll look at the Droid, the Droid X and go,
1
what
gigahertz.
were we thinking?
That was
What were we
nothing.
thinking?
Nothing.
Actually, this letter fits right in what we were talking about. And Jeff, I'll explain why I decided not to go to Detroit. Jeff Lundberg writes, Dick, I'm a huge fan. I have not missed an episode yet, but please let me know when the 2x4 is coming on Turn the Table Tuesday. How can I convince you to come with Leo to Detroit for a Make-A-Faire? Leo mentioned the Henry Ford Museum. I know you're dying to see Edison's last breath. I mean, who wouldn't be? But let me tell you this.
By the way, it's kind of transparent.
Yeah,
so it might be
Henry
nothing
Ford
at all.
has a massive exhibit on transportation, including some amazing trains. You knew that?
I've been there.
Oh, okay,
I've actually been in the museum. Patrick Norton and I went some years ago when the Screensavers was still on, and it had a blast.
Okay.
It's a great museum.
Yeah, it said they have the C&O Allegheny 1601 Lima locomotive, one of the largest steam-powered locomotives ever built. It's very impressive in real life. Hope you make it to Detroit. Keep the laughs coming. Jeff Lundberg, Northville, Michigan. Jeff, I checked my schedule. I have 5 guests coming that Saturday from all around the country.
Wow.
And they're so excited about coming. I thought, I'll go to Detroit another time. So,
well, I apologize if we didn't invite you. I think we didn't, and I should have thought of that.
No, you said, would you think about it? And that's no problem. Oh, I mean, I was hurt when you didn't invite me to CES. When you said, Dick, it's not your kind of thing.
I thought there were so many gadgets there, you'd be bored.
You said, you
got
said
them all already.
No, and then you said, Dick, forget CES. Detroit is where it's at for you. And then Detroit came and went. And
actually, CES is coming again in January. We got to start getting ready for it, believe it or not.
Yeah, okay.
We're starting to book hotels, and I hope you'll be part of our CES coverage.
Okay, I'll go to that.
All right. We'll see you in Vegas.
I'll be there.
Oh, I guess we're done.
Okay, we can end there.
We can end there. Yeah.
We can end there.
Shoot. Dag nabbit. I should have plugged. Wait a minute. Let's not end yet.
No, okay, let's go back.
One thing I do want to mention before we go on this show. Tonight, not as we record this, but tonight as you're listening to this, Friday, July 30th, we're going to do a little meetup. And I know, Dick, you won't be there, but I hope any of our listeners in the Detroit area will come to the Hyatt Dearborn. We're going to be in the Archimedes Lounge downstairs there from 7 to 10 at night. And I hope you'll come by and I can say hi to you and we'll visit a little bit. So just a little TWiT meetup at the Hyatt Dearborn Archimedes Lounge downstairs. All ages. They've got food and stuff, and we'll be there from 7 to 10 after our long day at the Rouge plant. So I hope people will come and say hi.
Sounds good.
All right, Dick. I think we're done for the day now, for sure. Definitely. We're all over. It's done. There's nothing more I could say except
I'll be there.